Going to be fighting Tony Nese Ariya Daivari. How did that all come about backstage? I'm sure there's some great stories.
I'll tell them my part. So, I'm walking back and I hear, who's Chocolate City?
AEW, the crowds are amazing. You guys got to wrestle in front of Canadians in Ottawa.
Yeah.
How did that feel? You guys must got the goosebumps. You guys must have felt the drizzle. So
It was crazy, honestly, because on our way to the ring, we even had some people saying like, "Hey, Moose, Moose in Chocolate City," and we're like, "Okay, so." We're home.
Yeah.
It feels good. I'm like, we're known in Ottawa and everything. I'm like, yeah, Ottawa, like, people were just amazing. It was great.
How's that feeling backstage right before you, like, when you get the call, like, okay, you're gonna be fighting Tony Nese Ariya Daivari? How did that all come about backstage? I'm sure there's some great stories.
I'll tell them my part. So, I'm walking back and I hear, who's Chocolate City? I'm like, yes.
Who's that, Tony or Ariya Daivari?
I believe it was Tony.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's Chocolate City? I'm like, here. I'm like, he will. He's not hearing me.
Yeah.
So he's like, Wilson.
Yeah.
Turns around.
It was just a funny story, actually, because when we got there, they needed me to take some pictures, right?
Okay.
So I took pictures and everything.
And not knowing if you were going to wrestle?
Not knowing.
Okay.
They just told us at first, like, okay, you guys are going to be here, but you're going to be available for whatever we ask you.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. So they're like, we're going to take your pictures and everything. So I go back to the locker room and I change. And I'm walking and I just want to see the AEW setup, like in the arena. But I see everybody's coming out. So I'm like, and they're like, no, we can't go right now. I think they're fixing some stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, let me just go back to the locker room. And as I'm walking, I hear Drew saying, Wilson. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, come here. I'm like, all right, what's up? And he's like, you're going to have a match tonight. I'm like, what? And then I turn around and all I see is Tony Nese is here. Daivari's by his side. He's like, okay, I guess why don't you go get changed and I see you in about an hour and we'll talk a bit. And I'm like, okay. Gotta be professional. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Yeah, no problem. So we got into the locker room. Me and him just started to talk. Okay, cool. This is it. This is it. I'm like, this is it. I'm like,
Because you know what? You talk about these situations when you're a kid. You're like, wow, what am I going to do when I'm in that situation? Now you're in that situation, and here we go.
Yeah.
Because there's no turning back now, right? You're on live TV, and, that's it.